Clayton said the popcorn's pretty good.
Was it 5th and 6th? Like,
I would think so.
kind of like some
I think these are about there.
Wherever you're at, Justin, find a flag.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're the only employee here on that.
Absolutely will.
All right, good.
I don't know they'd have enough, but
Which bar is he at?
I think.
CFW, there's always one there.
There you go.
Stay where, there.
All right, ready, Ryan? Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks,
Present.
Commissioner Eichmeyer,
Present.
Commissioner Dolger,
Here.
Commissioner Zimmerman.
Here.
Need approval of minutes of meeting held on October 31st of 2022. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks.
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Dolger,
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right. Visitors this evening. Sean's not here, so we can move that part to, hopefully he gets here. Anybody else have anything to say to the council and visitors this evening? If not, all right. We'll go ahead on to reports and communications. The city of Mount Carmel welcomed Canadian Consulate General Aaron Annabelle and Lieutenant Colonel Rob Christie of the Royal Canadian Air Force on Friday as they laid a wreath on Captain Belden Hutchinson's grave at Rose Hill Cemetery in Mount Carmel. Captain Hutchinson was the recipient of the Victorian Cross for his service in the Canadian Armed Forces during World War I, and he was a medic during that time period. He passed away in 1954, so it was a very nice gesture, the Canadian government coming down and doing that service, and we thank everybody who came out. And the VFW had a very nice Veterans Day presentation at 11 on Friday. A lot of people were there, a lot of young people. You feel the same?
Yes.
But anyways, it was good. Property taxes. We're getting a lot of calls up here at City Hall. We have no clue when they will come out. That is the duty of the county to process them, get them out to the residents in a timely manner. I've asked Tim Hawking and Rob Dean, the county commissioners, and was told soon, but that was weeks ago. So I really don't know what the answer is. They just ask for patience. So if you have any questions, call up to the, I guess, county clerk's office, Janet Will, or somebody up there. It's out of our hands. We turned everything into the county last December, as we're required to by state statute, and from there, it's all in the county's hands. SHIP program, Small House Improvement Program. We've been accepting applications to that. We've received several back. It will stay open until December 1st. And so if you're interested in that program, please go ahead and get that filled out and back to us. And then our city crews will take a look at the applications, and then we'll look at your project and decisions will be made. It is the holiday time of the year. Recently, every month I go out to Oakview Manor and I also go to Hollybrook. Currently, there are 65 residents at Oakview and there are 45 at Hollybrook. So when you're out shopping, if you can find just something small out of the goodness of your heart and pick up for the people who won't have anybody at Thanksgiving or Christmas time, it'd be much appreciated. That is my report. Commissioner Meeks.
Thank you, Mayor. Street Department. Joe was talking about the Veterans Day. The street department cleaned up around Rose Hill Cemetery ahead of that Veterans Day program. Cleaned out some storm drains, intakes, picked up several piles of brush, burned brush at the Brush Harbor, completed the steps on Market Street, poured concrete on Cherry, Division, and Aaron Drive, some projects we've been wanting to get done. We're prepping our trucks for the snow season, which already got here apparently. And we assisted the brush department with leaf pickup, and that's gonna be an ongoing thing, folks. So the more it rains, the harder it is for that truck to pick them up, so be patient with us. End of my report, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Meeks. Commissioner Eichmeyer.
Thank you, Mayor. General fund, the past 2 weeks, we had receipts of $219,353, expenditures of $114,957, leaving us at a little over $2.8 million in the general fund. Most of that was in our tax revenue. Income tax still stays strong. I'm sorry, sales tax stays strong, as well as income tax. We're ahead of budget on both of those year to date, and those are our two major line items. So we're doing pretty well there, as well as state use tax. So, and then the rest were miscellaneous items. We have collected on our budgeted receipts in the general fund a little over $2.3 million on a budget of $3.5 million. And we've still, let's see here, we've got 5 months left in the fiscal year, 5.5. So all is okay at the moment. So that is the end of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Eichmeyer. Commissioner Dogger.
Thank you, Mayor. The sewer department changed the oil in the screw pumps 1, 2, and 3 as part of scheduled maintenance. The primary clarifier number 2 was pumped out and cleaned. Thicklin lift station pump number 2 overloaded. It was cleared and cleaned, but they found like kids' underwear and flushable wipes in the system. So just a reminder to people that the flushable wipes are not flushable in sewer systems anywhere. That is actually a false advertisement, and some of those companies are being sued for that. So I don't really know how to get that out to the public over and over, but if we could have the radio station and everybody like put that out, that the flushable wipes are not flushable, that would be great. Water department, as you guys know, the agreement between Rural Water and the city of Mount Carmel was sent to us. The agreement was, we had Mike Witters review it for special counsel, and he suggested some minor changes. So we will do that. We'll send it back to Rural Water for approval, and then it will be ready for the next meeting. I can talk to you all individually about that with any questions that you have. This is more of just an update on where we are with it. Then Keefer Brothers was back at the new water plant working. They had us bypass the reservoir so they could continue the new piping and valve work for the plant. Keith was gone during this transition, and Franklin Fraser and crew did a great job of keeping the plant under control and operating. Maintenance department has been crazy the last few weeks, but a couple things. They assisted the sewer plant a couple different times in removing catch baskets and checking pumps from the flushable wipes and other things that we're finding. They used the Vactron to clean the sewer mains, and they winterized both baseball fields, the concession stand, the pickleball courts, the bathrooms at the park, and the fountain on Oak Street. End of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Dogger. Commissioner Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mayor. The fire departments have been busy again. They had a couple of different events this time. They helped out with the Veterans Day program by displaying the flag. However, they weren't able to have it displayed the entire time as windy as it was. So only when the honor guard went out for the 21-gun salute, they had it on display. But we appreciate the fire department having that there. It's always really nice to see the huge flag hanging down over. They also went to the schools and had a tour, give a tour for the kids to check out the fire truck. They also had 11 different runs in the last 2 weeks. Couple of reminders from Chief Speth is, as it is getting colder, if you have a space heater, make sure that it is within space, you give plenty of space around that, keep it away from combustibles. Also, if you're gonna use your fireplace, make sure it is cleaned make sure your flue's open, all that good stuff. So those are a couple of reminders as it gets colder. Don't heat things that are not supposed to be heated indoors. So don't be starting, your gas grills inside and things to that effect, just for the extra warmth. As Mr. Meeks said, Commissioner Meeks said that the brush department is going around with the leaves. It does take a while to complete a cycle, and they will go through and complete one cycle before they go through and start collecting over again. So please be patient with them, as they did have to, you have to wait for the leaves to be a little drier, and they will get them as soon as they can. So, end of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Zimmerman. Mr. Turner?
We'll start off with the bid. You have one bid for 1231 Bainham Street. If you want to open that up and see what the bid is, vote on that.
William Bates is the bidder. How much did you bid, Bill? 100 or 200?
100.
100, okay.
I have to work on your handwriting, Bill.
I can't hear you.
I said you're gonna have to work on your handwriting.
I want to know if it's legal to sell a third of a lot.
Should be, I mean, it's been surveyed.
I want to know, or I'd like to know, who owns the other part? You, the city, or does he? And the reason I ask this, I got one answer out of this outfit. I got another answer out of the courthouse.
It's, so our attorney prepared the paperwork. Go ahead, Brady.
Right, and the city got the deed from the owner, and so it is recorded at the courthouse.
What's he telling me?
It's been recorded at the courthouse.
The deed from the previous owner was recorded at the courthouse. I know they've been kind of behind a little bit, but, it should be there, so.
Okay,
There's 6
I'm
months
sorry, I left
behind.
my hearing aids at home. I can't hear too well. The city own the lot, the other part of the lot, or does
Adams owns his property.
He owns-
We own the property that the house was on.
okay, he owns the other half, or the
Correct.
other part?
Correct, yes. And they're behind like up to 6 months at the courthouse on the paperwork. So they may not even have it filed correctly yet.
That was my next question. Is he behind on his taxes?
We don't know. That would be a county question. The property you're bidding on is solely on that corner lot where the house is.
Okay.
And those taxes we're good to go on
The
that.
next thing I was trying to find out, what's the taxes gonna be?
I can't answer, that's an assessment.
Well, a third of whatever they've been charging him, because you don't pay taxes on a trailer except,
There was a
one time
house.
a year.
There was a house on it, so it was whatever that house was assessed. It wasn't a very big house, so I assume it couldn't be but a couple $100 a month, but that's just the
Okay.
assumption.
A month?
I mean, a year.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
that'd be pricey.
you tell me if I got it, I'll give you the $100.
Well, I'm at the point, do I have a motion to sell it for $100 to Bill Bates?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks.
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Dolger.
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman.
Yes.
Motion.
It's yours.
Okay, do I get a deed or anything for it?
I will get with our attorney and then I'll get with you on it. And then
Okay,
we'll
when you
sign it
gonna
over
pay the money?
when I get all the paperwork done from our attorney.
Sounds good.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Congratulations. On a house.
with that said, the city has a couple other properties. One of them that's had some interest is on Cherry Street. It's where we tore down the house in the 600 block. It was a large red home. Anyhow, if we want to get it on and this is something to just bring up to Brady for later conversation, we probably should look at selling it with stipulations. of putting a house actually back on that lot instead of someone just buying it to have an empty lot, something, or a building, some type of structure that is beneficial to the city as far as on the tax roll. That was a big undertaking by the city, and it was a lot costlier than the property Mr. Bates. So is that something the council wants me to look further into? But right now, we're maintaining that property, and it's, basically, it's a double lot. And there's a lot to it, and I think the neighbors would like to see us do something with it. So is that something you guys want to entertain?
Yeah, I think if we can recoup some of our investment, would be a good idea.
But, I mean, you're good with seeing about the stipulations to be added
Sure.
upon it to, otherwise, we're afraid someone just buy it and have an empty lot, and that doesn't do us a lot of good. So I'll start working on that and hopefully have that back to you, at the next meeting.
We could at least start there, and if nobody wants to build a house on it, then we can work something else out.
Right, yeah, I mean, just something to get it on the tax
Sure.
rolls. Also, you see the first reading of ordinance 2079. We can do the first and go ahead and waive the second on that. This, if you guys accept that, 2079 addresses the setback at the new Dollar General store at Third and Walnut Street. They need more setback for the alley. So basically what we're doing is taking 25, we would reduce the setback from 25 feet to 19 feet to fit their current structure. So it's kind of cart before the horse, but there were some engineering issues, not on the city's part, but we would need to accept this variance in the setback.
Do you want to go ahead and pull that out as a roll call? Or leave it in,
Leave it in the agenda.
just
I'll
leave it
as
in
long
the
as there's no
consent?
questions. I'm just reading. Do I? Oh, yeah. If we're gonna waive second, I've gotta pull it, so.
Yeah.
You're correct. Sorry.
No, no problem.
So it was written as, it was supposed to be 25 feet, and we only.
And it's just for this one building. It's
Okay.
just for, anyone else would have to do it. They'd have to come to the council prior to. What happened was the engineering drawings, when they put it in, they didn't have the setbacks correctly.
They measured from the wrong point.
Yeah, they measured from the wrong spot, so. We can remove that from the consent then and waive the second agenda on 27. Is there a motion?
Yep, do I have a motion to,
I'll make it.
all right, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks?
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Dolger?
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman?
Yes.
That's all I have.
All right, Mr. Waldrop.
No report tonight.
All right. Any updates or anything from any of those properties we're going after?
So the title company is working on the title work for that previous one.
Okay.
So I'll follow up with them and hopefully we'll be able to close that maybe at the beginning of next month.
Okay. No movement like on the Chestnut Street house that's,
I don't recall that one. I'd have to look to see.
okay.
I've got a list of them.
I know you got a list.
Yeah, I'll follow up on that.
I know the people on Chestnut, it's pretty bad, so anyway. All right. Mr. Pennington.
So, as far as the airport goes, update on fuel sales. October, we sold $3,778 worth of fuel. We're on board for selling them about the same amount this month. We're currently at $1,719 for the month of November. That's it, barring any questions, that's all I have.
Okay. Fuel sales are continuing well, so that's good.
Do you think you'll see an increase during the holidays? Do more people use it during the holidays, or like going to different destinations? Or you probably haven't been there long enough to know either, though.
Well, I do know some of the locals fly out of there for the holidays, so yes, we will look at fuel selling.
Okay. It's good that people are using it.
Yes. All right, Chief McWilliams.
Only thing I have to report is, within the last 2 weeks, we participated with District 348 and did the active shooter drills, along with state police. And as always, we got some good takeaways, some not so good takeaways, things to work on. But it was very productive, and appreciate the school district allowing us to go through those motions and make sure we have a good plan in place in the unfortunate event that something would ever happen.
That's good to have the planning in place.
So, and they're great to work with, school districts. There's no issues there. They're always very inviting and welcoming, and it's, we're all on the same page on that side.
Sounds great.
Nothing further.
All right. Mr. Gidcombe is not here. Mr. Speth, Chief Speth's not here either. I saw him run away.
There's a first responders dinner
Oh,
down
that's
at the,
right.
that the hospital is providing.
Yes.
So he is assisting with that tonight.
He was hungry instead of hangry.
Yeah.
So, all right. Consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks?
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer?
Sorry, yes.
Dahlgren?
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman?
Yes.
All right. Anything else we need to address this evening? All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, the
Aye.
same sign. All right. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.